Hi guys, my name's Elliot Harlin Bethel and I am currently 34 days into a 40-day fast. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I've been fasting for many years now, and for the last 3 years I have been really playing around with different types of fasting, juice fasting, wet fasting, black fasting, hard dry fasting. Any of these, I'll put a list of them below. Look them up, and I'm sure whatever one you're drawn to is the one that you should be experiencing at the moment and trying. But fasting is one of the greatest healing modalities designed for us. If you think about it, a dog when it is ill will eat grass until it throws up, and then it will not eat again until it is healthy. The first thing we do when we're not well is go to a doctor's. They pile us full of medicines, which pays for the NHS, and yeah, there's all sorts of things. But I believe that we have a fundamental ability to heal ourselves if we know how to, and I'd like to take you on that journey of how to do that if you'd like to subscribe to my page and follow. So many of the methods I use when I'm fasting are breath work, sun gazing, earthing, sound therapy, and I'm sure if you go through my list of videos you'll find out some more information there. But today, one of the things I wanted to talk about is how we treat others. And something I've always done my whole life is treated others how I wanted to be treated myself. Now, when I say this excludes a few of the relationships I've had. Obviously, I had a lot of lessons to learn there, and it took me a long time to learn with relationships. And it's something that over the last 3 years I've really put into practice, and it has made some massive shifts for me. But generally I've always treated people how I wanted to be treated myself. And after reading some books on some really powerful mystics and yogis, when they're asked the question, how do you treat others, or how should you treat others, their reply is, what others? And I think this is very, very powerful. We are all connected. We're all one. When you talk negatively about someone else, there's a part of them that feels that instantly, and when they see you they will pick up on that, because that vibration has shifted because of what you said about them. When I'm saying this, it probably does make a little bit of sense to you, because unconsciously I did this before. Unconsciously, yeah, I have spoken about someone. I worked in a hair salon. I worked in the hairdressing industry for 15 years, and I had my own salon for 5 years. So I learned this one very quickly, watching a lot of the people and the clients and the staff, and how when people were to bitch about each other, how that would reflect and come back. So I learned that one very, very quickly in my day-to-day life anyway. But there is a very, very, very powerful Hawaiian shamanic practice called Ho'oponopono. I stumbled across this about 5 years ago and started putting it into practice, and it's almost eerie how amazing it is. So Ho'oponopono, I'm going to put the comments, I'll put a little, I will mention it in the comments below so you can look it up and find out what is right for you right now to find out about it. But basically, in essence, what this practice does is, if you have an argument with your mum or your boss, and you're a little bit worried about seeing them the following day or after the weekend, you go into a meditative state, say for 5 or 10 minutes, and this is generally when your brain waves will go down to a theta brainwave. This is when a lot of people will say when you're connected to source, when you're connected to the collective, and you will visualize that person, and you will offer them a gift, say some flowers or something, and you will say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. And you'll hand them this gift, and no matter how they respond to this visualization, you have put that out there into the collective. Now, when somebody runs a marathon in a certain amount of time, or when someone runs or breaks the 4-minute mile, it doesn't even need to be publicized, because we're all connected. When that one person does it, whether it's in America, somebody in Russia will start to do it very, very quickly. When shamans learned how to set bones in South America, shamans in Russia were learning how to set bones. And this is back in times when there was no mobile phones, no internet, no transport that could get them near each other. Because we're all connected, once one of us does it, it's in the collective, and it can be accessed if you know how to access it. So by actually apologizing to this person, your boss or your mum or whoever it is, what you'll find very eerie, and I've done this many times, it's almost creepy, that you'll see that person next time and there'll be a glint in their eye, or there'll be something in their energy field or their aura that you will realize that this person is aware of something shifting. Now, I've done this to the point where I thought there was going to almost be a fight the next day, but I've done some Ho'oponopono, I've met the person, and it has been a shift, and then the most productive day that I've ever had, almost. That's how powerful this can be when practiced properly. So I think it is very, very important to realize that we're all connected, and that when we help each other thrive, we're actually helping ourselves thrive. So I've always loved to help people, and I made the mistake younger of helping people from my cup being half full. And again, somebody else's higher self, somebody else's energy field or aura, whether they accept that help off of you, depending on what their situation is, part of them will know that you're not healed yourself anyway, so you shouldn't even be giving the advice. But when you heal yourself and your cup's full, or when you are more healed than half full, because I believe we all still need a little bit of work. Well, most of us do. We're all on our own journey. But when you get to that point, the other person's higher self realizes this and is more appreciative of the help. And it's a lot more beneficial for us as well, because that helps us maintain our higher vibration, which is, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm experiencing in the last 3 years, all of these little things you can find to help raise your vibration help you mentally, physically, emotionally, in so many ways, that the things that I was worried about 2 or 3 years ago are just falling away. And if I said to you, when I first put out that next year I want to go 365 days without food, yeah, I was excited, and some of the people that are mentoring me have already done this. So I know in myself, with the things that I've been through and the things that I've experienced, I can do. If somebody else has done it, I'm doing it. Not only that, I want to do something that nobody else has done, because I didn't come here to just consume. I come here to evolve. And I think too many people have got content with just consuming and not evolving, that it's time to really start figuring out exactly what we're capable of and what we are. So my goal next year is actually to go 365 days without food. As you know from my previous videos, I still train every day, I still weightlift, and I still go for runs, and I feel amazing. I'm not going to lie, there's going to be personal trainers. I've worked with some of the best sports personal trainers and coaches that I know, even in the bodybuilding industry, some massively amazing people, like strongmen, some people who have competed and come second, third in Britain's Strongest Man. So I'm going to have a lot of people on my Facebook and my Instagram watching me saying, what's this dickhead talking about? You can't put on weight without eating. But you was taught that. And science is a man-made construct. It's something that was thought up by man. So change is the only constant. And if you believe that you can do something and you can put that into your subconscious will find a way to objectify it if you have the belief. I believe that I don't need to eat. And I want to be the first person next year to go without food. So I'm going to be breaking it down. It's going to be 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, going from liquid foods to juices to water to not even water or food. But I'd like to show how I can use other forms of energy, sunlight, sound, friends' energies, nature's energy, and actually put on muscle without eating by using these other energy sources. Now, that's a claim that I'm putting forward. I haven't done this yet. I have gone 20 days without food and just water, saying that I wouldn't lose any weight and only losing 2 pounds. So I believe that with this last 40-day fast that I've been doing, I've been tweaking certain things and finding out exactly how my body works, because I got bored of eating 3 to 6 times a day because my parents and somebody else had told me that this is what I needed to do, because I started to question things. And when I started to question things, I started to get different answers that nobody else had told me, because I started following my own guidance. Now, when we're taught, we're put into school from the age of 1 to 7, our brains are in a theta brainwave. This is when they're like sponges. And this is when we're taught things like, you need to eat 3 times a day, you need to go to bed at this time, you need to do this. When if you actually start using your own intuition, and your intuition is your top 3 chakras, your top 3 energy centers, and your gut feeling is your bottom 3 energy centers. When we start operating more going by gut feeling and being guided by our intuition, as opposed to using this monkey mind or mentality, you start to get a lot better outcomes. And when you start to get better outcomes, certain veils start to come down. And when the veils come down, you start seeing things that were unseen. So you start thinking of unseen things, and then they become seen. This is something that's said in religious teachings. It's said in Think Rich, Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's said in Neville Goddard's teachings. Please look up Napoleon Hill. Please look up Neville Goddard. Please look up Charles F. Haanel and the Master Key System. These guys teach that when you only think about what you've been taught, you're set into a certain vibration. So there's veils that stop you from learning other things, that there's other possibilities out there. When you start to question and you start to vibrate at higher levels, the veils come down and you get led like breadcrumbs to the next point. And then you eat those breadcrumbs, or you nibble those seeds, or water those plants, and new things become seen. So yeah, it's a very, very, very powerful time to be alive at the moment. For anyone who's really into their astrology and their energy work, and knowing about various other life forms, you'll know that this is a very, very important time for this planet, and that a lot of people, a lot of souls, a lot of energies wanted to be here for this particular time because of what is about to happen over the next few years. The energy and the shifts that are going on, you're going to see a lot of people doing things that were once thought impossible. And I've already started to see things. I already know people that are doing things. So anyone who's in my group of friendship or my little mastermind group, or comes to the things that we are generally putting out for people, will know that these things are happening. So it goes from just hearing it to actually believing it to seeing it. And then the more people that do that start to vibrate at that level, and it's almost like a domino effect. As I've said before, if you want to learn something, and I found this, and this is amazing, you can not only go to learn off someone that you've seen online who's very good at what you want to do. Say you want to learn public speaking, you can come to the Standout Speakers Academy, which is run by my good friend Luke Scott. But what I found is I didn't even need to listen to him. I just needed to go to these events and sit there and be in the energy of people that were confident, powerful speakers, and tell my own energy system to connect to my higher self, to meditate on it and say, I want to vibrate and absorb the ability to be able to do this. And just by spending time with these people, I went from being shit scared speaking in front of, say, 500 people, to being able to walk out and not even have a second thought about it, to be excited about doing it because I knew that the connection and what I was about to say to people was going to change someone's life. You might have heard a saying that you become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. And I've spoken about this in other videos, but that's just basic vibrational transference. So if you walk into a room and someone's really, really negative, or something bad's about to happen, and you walk into that room and you think, fuck this, just don't feel right, and you walk out, that's because that vibration's really low. Your vibration's warning you that you don't want to be in that situation. As I've spoken before about your 8 clear senses, if there's a car accident about to happen, you have 114 chakras in your body, and I'm actually learning there's thousands of more etherically. But the palms of your hands will generally start to sweat 3 seconds before an accident's going to take place in a car or anything like that, because your energy field in your aura is already aware of this vibration that's about to come in. But you can tune yourself into this so that you know 10, 15, 20 seconds. The finer you tune yourself into different frequencies, the more you know when something bad's going to happen or when something good's going to happen. Or that if you raise your own frequency to a high level, you know that you're about to walk into something good. Just the other day, I went for a walk with a good friend of mine, and I said to her, we're going to walk this way, and I know we're going to walk this way because we're going to bump into someone. And we was walking in an area that I've never been to in my life, so I'm not going to bump into anyone I know. And within less than 2 minutes, we bumped into someone I'd seen on a course the week before, and he actually said, this is the guy, to his friend that he was with, he said, this is the guy I was just talking to you about. So 2 minutes before, I've said to this girl, we're going to bump into someone. This guy 2 minutes before has just said to his friend, has been talking about me, and our paths cross. Now, a lot of people say these things are coincidences. I knew that wasn't a coincidence, and I actually called it out before it happened, because these synchronicities happen for me 10 to 15 times a day now, because I'm so open to them. And once you realize they're not coincidences, that they're actually just a synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence. It's a coincidence that's set up there for a higher purpose. So when you look into it, and when I started talking to this guy, it was obvious that there was a conversation that needed to be had for an energy transference, an energy exchange, for us to go on to our day, and then who knows where that energy is going to go for him and who he's going to spread that to. I've seen a bigger picture of what's happening, and it's pretty amazing how things happen and come together. I'm having people come into my life at the moment to help me with things I need help with, because I'm going out helping people with things they need help for. So as I mentioned, the whole Ho'oponopono thing, look into that. It's amazing. I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes, and I've already gone into 17 minutes. I will keep you guys updated on the fasting retreat. I've already had, within 48 hours, I had over 100 applicants, which is amazing. I haven't got back to all of you yet by email. I did mention it was for 3 guys and 3 girls. I've extended that now to 6 guys and 6 girls. So please do still keep your applications coming, because I think I've already chosen 2 of the guys of an older age group. That's between, say, 40 to 60. So I would like some younger guys to apply. And I have chosen a couple of girls around the ages of 30 to 40. So I'd ideally like an older woman or lady to come into it, and some younger ones as well. So still keep applying for that, and I will be calling out the names for that before Christmas. And I'm in some interesting talks with a couple of TV production companies about this as well. So it's all go, and I hope you're all having an amazing start to your week. This is December now, so it's the final month of the year where I really feel like anything we've been holding on to, it's just time to really let that go now, because 2020, 22 is a master creator number. Whatever you're putting your energy into now is going to be the roller coaster and excitement of what you want it to be next year. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I will look forward to seeing you guys either Wednesday or Thursday again. Cheers.